Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox, take a close-up look and test a Nikon certified refurbished D3500 and a AF-P 18-55mm non-VR lens. So let's first take a look around the outside of the box. So in this box is a Nikon certified refurbished D3500 camera body along with a AF-P 18-55mm non-VR lens. So just taking a look at the details that's on the box packaging. And now let's go ahead and open it up by cutting the packing tape open with a penknife and doing so very carefully. And let's pop it open. And taking a look directly inside the box packaging, let's lift out the papers and just setting that to the side. And there is what appears to be a discount code. And now taking a further look inside with the papers removed, let's go ahead and lift the inner box out and checking through to make sure nothing else is left behind except for some bubble wrap packaging. So we can set the box to the side, so just setting it off the table and giving you a look at the D3500 box along with the AF-P 18-55mm lens. So taking a closer in look at the condition of this certified refurbished box packaging. For the camera kit, and of course one direct look up close. And now let's go ahead and open it up by pulling out the tab, lifting the box flap and taking a look inside so we can see two separate boxes. Let's pop them or lift them both out. And there are a couple of booklets as well, warranty booklets, and just checking through, making sure nothing else is left inside. We can close it back up. And just setting that to the side, and we'll set it on the right hand side of the table and just laying out the items that we've just removed from the box packaging, which is the lens, which is the Nikon lens AF-P DX Nikon 18-55mm lens along with the D3500 camera body, and of course two Nikon refurbished product warranty booklets. And giving you a look at the back as well. And just flipping them open just so you have some idea of the information that's contained within it. So you can see that the other pages are in other languages. So only one main page covering the warranty information, as the rest are in various languages. So just setting that to the side and giving you a look at the other booklet, which may be in the same format as well. with the other pages in other languages apart from the English main front page. Okay, just setting that down, and of course moving right along to the lens. So I'm just going to shift the camera box to the side and just do some quick adjustments with the background. So now taking a look at the lens box, which is the 18 to 55mm lens, and its overall condition. And now let's go ahead and open it up. But once again, popping out the tab, and of course having the packing tape there, we need to cut it open. And taking a look directly inside, we can see a stack of booklets for the lens. So 3 booklets, setting that down, and of course continuing to remove the lens from its box packaging. So I'm going to tip it out, and of course checking through once again, making sure nothing else is left inside. We can close it back up and setting that to the side. So I'm going to set it right there, right next to the main outer box. And now taking a look at the lens, as we can see, packaged in a recyclable clear plastic bag. Just going to set the bag to the side, and now giving you a look at this 18 to 55mm lens, right there with all the details and markings, and of course the overall condition as well. So doing a 360 rotation, so you can see the overall condition of this lens. So trying my best to show you its overall condition. And of course with the lens cap as well, let's pop the lens cap off and giving you a look at the condition of the lens. And I'm just going to set the lens cap down so I can handle this lens a bit more carefully and bring it closer to the camcorder so you can see all the fine details and its overall condition. And just extending the lens so you can see once again this time around, of course, with the lens extended. And let's pop off the rear protective cap as well and give you a close-up look. at its overall condition. Okay, so just popping the protective cap back on and the front lens cap back on as well, and setting that down so we can move on to the camera itself, the camera body. So now taking a look at the box packaging of the Nikon D3500 camera and its overall details. So now let's go ahead and open this box by sliding out the box tab and giving you a direct look inside. Let's pop the user manual out with the warranty details as well, and giving you a look inside the box packaging. Let's take the contents out from the box and set them on the tabletop. And lastly, we have the camera itself, or camera body, and setting that down, and of course just checking through, making sure nothing else is stuck in the box packaging. You can now close that back up and finding a spot somewhere on the table to set it down. So now giving you a look at the contents which we've removed from the D3500's box packaging, so laid out across the tabletop, and of course just making sure the camera is upright right there across the tabletop. Okay, so let's start off with this recyclable packet with its 3-pin UK adapter. And giving you a look at its overall condition, as you can see. It looks brand new, and just setting that down to the side and moving right along. There is a camera strap which looks completely new and unopened, and of course it's packaged in a clear recyclable bag as well. So just going to set that down, and there is the battery charger, also packaged in a recyclable clear bag, and giving you a look at the condition of the charger. It does have some marks on its surface, as you can see, with the light reflecting off its surface, some minor scuffs. Okay, setting that down and moving right along to the battery itself. Let's remove the recyclable bag and giving you a look at the battery for the camera. And of course it does have a protective cap over its contacts. So let's pop the protective cap off and giving you a look at the details of the battery. So I'm just going to set the cap down and taking a look at the battery up close. Okay, so setting the battery down. And finally moving on to the camera itself, the D3500 DSLR camera, sliding it out from its recyclable protective packaging and giving you a look at the camera straight out from its box packaging, and of course that inner soft case packaging. So giving you as much detail as possible at the condition and appearance of this Nikon certified refurbished D3500 DSLR camera body. So there is a protective film attached to or applied to the 3-inch LCD at the back. Alright, so now let's go ahead and pop the battery compartment open and pop the battery in. Hopefully there is some charge to it. And closing the battery compartment. And let's turn it on by rotating the on-off switch, and there doesn't appear to be any charge in the battery. So we're going to have to charge the battery. Okay, so we're back with the charged Nikon battery, which took 2 hours and 13 minutes to complete the charging process. Let's pop it out from its battery charger and just setting the charger down, and we can bring the D3500 camera back in view, and let's open the battery compartment or chamber and pop the battery inside of it. Okay, and now let's turn it on by rotating or turning the power switch. And this time around we can see that the screen has lit up, but let's turn it back off and peel off the protective film that's covering the LCD. Okay, and of course giving you a look at the condition of the LCD as well. So completely spotless or flawless. Okay, going back and turning on the camera and just checking through the LCD and making sure that the multi-selector works fine, going up and down. And let's select English by pressing on the OK, and let's hit OK and just step through the settings for now, and giving you a much closer in look this time round at the clarity of that LCD. And just tapping on the shutter release button to wake it back up, and you can see that it does indicate that there's no lens attached or lens not attached. Okay, but nonetheless giving you a look at the different screens, and of course checking that the controls or the mode dial or mode selector does indeed function as it should. And now let's turn it back off and pop the body cap off so that we can attach the AF-P 18 to 55mm lens to it. So let's unscrew the body cap and giving you a look at the condition as well. At the internals of the camera. Okay, so just setting the body cap down. And popping off the rear cap of the lens. Let's attach the lens, and of course just making sure that it is fully locked. And now we can pop the front lens cap off. And turn the camera back on. Now we can see it is telling us to rotate the zoom ring. And you can see that the built-in lens or built-in flash has popped up. So giving you a look right there. And this time around, giving you a look once again with the mode dial, just rotating the dial and giving you a look. As it steps through the different modes. And let's set it back to the automatic mode. And of course, rotating the command dial. And of course, there is a no memory card inserted warning right there. So let's turn it back off, pop the built-in lens or built-in flash back down, and let's open the memory card compartment. And over here I have a SanDisk SD card, which is in the adapter format, and in it is a SanDisk Extreme micro SDXC card. Let's pop it in to the memory card slot. Now let's turn it back on, extend the lens, and let's try the different buttons on it to make sure that we do have some functionality there, as you can see with the aperture or exposure, and of course with the live view as well. Let's see if we can get the live view working right there. And giving you a much closer in look. And right there in the auto mode, it has taken a snap, and let's review it by pressing on the playback button. So everything seems to be working just fine. With the response of the various buttons. And of course we're in auto mode, so the command button doesn't respond. Let's go into a manual mode. And then we can see that the aperture responds with the aperture and the command dial. So going back to auto, and there we go, taking another snap right there, and giving you a look at the review or playback. And of course we can zoom and move about with the multi-selector button. So giving you a complete look at this Nikon certified refurbished D3500 DSLR camera with the AF-P 18 to 55mm non-VR lens. So that's the Nikon certified refurbished D3500 and a AF-P 18 to 55mm lens kit. Thanks for watching and happy snapping!